Defeating Conquest on Lunatic difficulty is often seen as a difficult and even impressive feat. This is derived from a misconception that you have to put in way more effort than what's actually required to reach the credits, which is an understandable mistake when you think about how the devs originally intended this game to be played. However, the first thing you need to do in order to beat Conquest Lunatic actually doesn't involve playing the game at all. The first step on beating Conquest Lunatic is to join a Discord server and look around for somebody who has beaten the game before. You can ask them to give you their save file at the final chapter of the game, which significantly decreases the amount of time you actually have to spend playing it. It may take a few tries to get someone that has a file on hand, but it's a massive time save either way. I for one only took 2 tries to find someone who actually had a file. The problem with most Conquest playthroughs is that in order to reach the credits, you need to first beat 27 maps of filler that don't actually progress you to the end screen. This is one of Conquest's biggest flaws, and it never made sense to me why they decided to make the decision to decide to do that. A normal playthrough of Conquest takes around 30 hours to complete if you ignore all of the side quests, but it's likely going to take most people even longer because that number is only a hypothetical since you can't actually beat the game without grinding your units in Ghostly Gold and Boot Camp, which can be purchased for $249 United States dollars on the Nintendo 3DS eShop. Once you get the person's save file, all you have to do is load up the game and you should be at the final map. From there, what you need to do is deploy the strongest looking unit on the roster because they'll be needed for killing the final boss. Takumi is seen as a very difficult to one-round enemy because he has the Dragon Skin skill, which greatly decreases the amount of damage he takes from your units. It is possible to build a unit that can penetrate his defenses, so ideally the save file you downloaded has someone who is strong enough for that task. If they don't, you can once again train up in the DLC maps of the game or buy one by visiting other castles. After you have your unit, you can freely use whatever strategy you need in order to reach Takumi, but most use rallies and rescue staffs to get there in just a single turn. One thing to be aware of is that Takumi actually has a skill called Vengeance, which might actually make things difficult because it could actually end up really hurting you if you actually took damage. To counteract this, you have to fight a few enemies to build your guard gauge so you don't end up getting damaged by Takumi's damage, which allows you to deal enough damage to him to damage his entire health bar without taking damage. After you defeat Takumi, the credits start to roll and you have officially beaten Conquest on Lunatic difficulty. This is one of the easiest experiences I've ever had playing any video game ever, and I really don't understand why people praise it so much for its difficult map design. I personally think games like New Super Mario Bros. 2 and Pokemon Omega Ruby are much more difficult 3DS games to reach the credits in. Anyways, that's going to be it for me. As an announcement, this will be my final Fire Emblem Fates video. As with the recent developments to my channel, I need to spend all of my time dedicated to making video essays about all of the Danganronpa characters, starting with Monokid.